Miss André, thanks for coming. It's really appreciated that you're making time in your very busy schedule to come to the Euroseeds Congress here in Prague. It is for most of us the first big event that we can attend, so that's a positive thing. What is for you a positive thing that came out of the COVID crisis?
So positive. I would say that for this sector, for example, it was very apparent that it's an essential element. So there were some essential functions, and the agriculture, the production, the food is essential. Mm-hmm. Another very essential thing was also that we need to be self-sufficient. And that's going to be one of the main tasks, that we do have our own material to produce vaccine, mask, and all this. So the industrial policy of the EU. And this was a real boost for our colleagues to make sure that next time we're better prepared, and then we'll have an agency also on preparedness of health crisis. So many interesting lessons we have to take from this crisis.
I can imagine that is a very crucial lesson to be prepared for future crises. You're here at the Euroseeds Congress to speak about the plans of the Commission towards a new seed regulation. Is there really a need to change them?
Well, I think yes. It's a long request from member states for sure. So there was a proposal in the past, in 2013, of the Commission, which didn't work out very well. And there has been a new request in 2019 by the Council for the Commission to do a study on the options to revise the legislation. And if the study shows that it's needed, that we should come with a legal proposal. So the outcome of the study confirmed that there was a need to update the legislation. It doesn't mean it is not working at all, but it means it could be working better. And so there were some problems identified in the past, and we have also new strategies. So the Farm to Fork, the Green Deal, the biodiversity, all these, the sustainable goals, they all need to be better integrated into the legislation. It's not that they are not at all integrated and taken into account, but should be better done. So for sure, we will revise the legislation and do a thorough impact assessment.
That's great. That's always important.
Yes.
Impact assessment,
right.
Stakeholder consultation.
Yes, for sure.
That's crucial. I've been following the press releases a little bit, and I noticed that the EU farmers had some concerns about the planned revision. Why was that?
Well, I think everybody, when it comes to revise something which is old and has been working more or less well, is always a bit reluctant of change, and it's normal nature. So they should not be worried, because the main elements, which is variety registration and seed certification, which gives good quality material to the farmer, will remain.
Okay, that's good.
So that's one thing we should reassure them. But nevertheless, we are going to adjust depending on the needs. Organic agriculture, for example, maybe needing different conditions and things like this. Amateurs also, not only farmers, others have also other objectives and other uses. And so the legislation must address all of the users. And that's what we are going to try to do.
Okay, so you're saying the variety registration and seed certification stays the same. What are some of the key features that you would like to see changed?
So with the Green Deal and the Farm to Fork, sustainability is one important element. So there is, for the time being, a value for cultivation and use, but we want to have it greener, more sustainable. So one of the key elements will be to work on this sustainable with VCU and to see how we can develop this further, harmonize it, because for the time being, it exists in some countries, not in others. It's not implemented the same way, so it's disharmonized, and so there's not a level playing field. So that's one. Another thing is how to make best use of the new technologies, be it by biomolecular markers or digital, which is not really always easy in the current legislation. So to make this possible, then we had the organic varieties and all the conservation local varieties. So that's a real demand of the society. And we have to address this demand. People are saying the legislation is too cumbersome, too difficult, too costly. It's not needed. These things are more diverse, less uniform. You have to adapt. So we want to work on this. And another thing was also during the discussion in 2013, the amateur gardeners. So they have different requests and different uses. And shall we provide for different conditions for them, lighter or completely out? So that's really the question. So these are, for example, a few examples of what we are aiming at.
Yeah, great. Now some important changes. I can see that we are now in the phase where you are doing stakeholder consultations. Are we going in the right direction?
I think so. I think communication is important, and we really need to see with our stakeholders, be it the member states, be it the parliament, because these are the co-legislators. So, and also the stakeholders. And so we have been communicating the outcome of the study. We have also been communicating with the Inception Impact Assessment. We have received comments. We have presented it to stakeholders. We are open to receive any remarks. We have always said to our main stakeholders that they are welcome to come and see us, to discuss with us, to explain their concerns, what they would like, what they wouldn't like. So I think all along the process, it will be very important. Communication will be very important because we believe that the 2013 proposal was maybe badly communicated or not well understood or anyway. So we are going to make an effort on communication. That's for sure.
That seems a very smart approach, and communication has become easier, I think, since 2013 with all the social media.
Yes, for sure.
It's much more advanced and faster, of course. So that should make your communication efforts easier. We're here at the Euroseeds Congress in Prague. How would you say will the European seed sector benefit from the revised seed regulation?
Okay. Well, I think that by giving, for example, new technologies the opportunity to be used in the future will help the sector. For the time being, there was a possibility in the legislation to do some experiments for a few years on new things, and then it was not possible to continue and to integrate them. So this is a pity, and we should address this make it more possible. We hope that the process should be more efficient. So we are going to work on the procedures to make the procedures more efficient, more quick. Maybe the burden for the industry or the control by the industry or the certification or things like this. We can think if industry can more participate to the process. And I think that we should also sell the legislation as being a result of a demand of the consumer. So it will be also easier to the industry to show that they are in parallel to the demand of the society, and we are going to push for this sustainability and to make it more sustainable. I know that seed companies are going to say, yes, that's what they did. But I think we should harmonize this and try to do it even better.
Excellent. Some very good goals there. I look forward to the next steps. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.